Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Frank and Candid. I am Tony Nias, TGIF to all. All right, we begin as per usual, going to the news. The National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, is on a vigorous monitoring after another explosive eruption of the La Soufrière volcano happened just yesterday. According to a shared post by the NEMO St. Vincent and the Grenadines Facebook page, the gigantic plume of ash from the explosion reached an 8-kilometer mark into the atmosphere after the volcano erupted at 11:08 a.m. yesterday. Explosions can happen without warning during the ongoing eruption. That's according to the UWI Seismic Research Center. Most of the material seems to be going out towards the Caribbean Sea. The South and neighboring islands will not be affected. We continue to monitor and will update accordingly, added the research center that is based in Trinidad and Tobago. Barbados is changing its rules from May 8, which will allow those who are fully vaccinated against the COVID, that is those who have gotten 2 jabs, to spend less time in self-isolation. Vaccinated guests will also be allowed to move around their hotel in accordance with the guidelines of that property during their quarantine, which can last approximately 1 or 2 days. However, there will still be some requirements. Travelers will need to show proof of a negative COVID test result taken within 3 days prior to travel, proof of a vaccine certificate, and agree to have a COVID PCR test done at the airport or the hotel on arrival. And here at home, St. Kitts will reopen its popular cruise port for cruise lines this summer, starting with the return of Seabourn Odyssey. The Caribbean Journal has reported that Seabourn will sail for 7 days from the end of July. Other planned stops are Antigua, Barbados, the BVI, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, and St. Martin. According to Tourism Minister, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, this is the first planned port call for the gradual reopening of cruise tourism in St. Kitts. St. Kitts has established a number of minimum protocols for cruise lines entering the country, including a requirement that all crew members and passengers over the age of 18 must be vaccinated, while all passengers, crew members, and children under the age of 18 must submit a negative test 72 hours of embarkation in the home port. Cruise passengers are only offered bladder-vaccinated tours and attractions, and all staff who interact with cruise operations, from the ship agents to port staff to taxi operators, are also required to be fully vaccinated. There you have it, and it's coming. All right, it's Friday, as I said. Thank God it's Friday. As usual on Friday, it's an open Friday. Whatever is on your mind, just keep it clean. We are open to that discussion. You may have something that you didn't get off your chest this week because of a different topic, and you want to raise this morning. This is the day to raise that. Or you may have not had an opportunity to weigh in on any of the topics during the week. This is the day you can raise that again. Just to recap for the week, on Monday we talked about representation and what it means. What does it mean to be a political representative? We also talked on Tuesday about the vaccination and the hesitancy, the challenge we're facing with vaccine hesitancy. On Wednesday, we were in a discussion about the cargo handling at the port. Many people have complained about theft at the port, or theft somewhere along the line. Most of it pointing towards our own port. Don't know about how much evidence there is, but that was a discussion we had on Wednesday. On Thursday, we tackled a conversation with regards to tourism and its rebound. The things we need to do to make sure we get back the industry and people can begin to make a living again. And as the item I just read pointed out, we will begin cruise activity here in July, somewhere around the end of July. But there's a catch, passengers and all staff who interact with those cruise operations, whether you be one of the ship agents and their staff, whether you be the port staff, whether you be a taxi operator, tour operator, in order to participate, to start to make money, to ply your trade again, when this happens in July, you are required to be vaccinated. You don't have to be, but if you're going to take advantage of this, you have to be vaccinated. Your choice, as I always say. Friday it is, and here we are. It's an open Friday. Whatever is on your mind, feel free to jump in. And while I say that, let me give the phone numbers out. 465-2555 is the local number, and 718-577-2916 is the North American number, if that is more convenient for you. So feel free to jump in on any subject that is on your mind, that's wearing you down, that you really want to get out. Never had a chance to get out during the week because of having to stick to a particular topic. This is the day to do so. As usual on a Friday, it's open. Some of the main things that came out this week are centered around COVID, and a lot of it has to do with the hesitancy. A lot of it has to do with the anti-vax groups out there that for all kinds of reasons refuse to be vaccinated, and of course it is their choice, but like I said during the week, there are consequences to that, and there are some examples out there of that. So you make the decision. I am not for pushing anything down anybody's throat. Just to say that I have been vaccinated, at least one shot. Getting ready for the second here shortly, and I have no issues with it. So that's just me. So all right. So phone lines are open, and we will go straight there. We will say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Nice. How are you?
I am well. Good morning to you.
What about the rest of your family?
All doing well. You?
Okay. In relation to what you spoke about in relation to the opening of the seaport on July, we look hopefully, potentially, it's so that we just have to follow what is going on in the world in general, and stop taking so many things for granted. If we are listening to the news, most of us, we see what is happening in India.
Yes.
India have a spike now. They're running out of oxygen. They're running out of bed. So seemingly, India is not going to be giving out any vaccine anytime soon, because they're going to have to look at after their own.
Right.
And India is a very, very big population. So I think we, the Federation, have to stop taking so many things for granted. Look at nearby Anguilla. Anguilla gone back to close down again.
Yes.
And this thing is just coming from the person are getting complacent. It's over a year now, and this pandemic look like it's not going to go anywhere soon. You look at Canada, England, all of these places are just in lockdown, open lockdown. Fortunately for us, we have been going good so far, but I don't want us to get complacent. Complacency is the biggest mistake we can make in this federation. We'll go right back to lockdown, and all again, it will just be for nothing. So we just have to face the reality, and gradually we are making some progress, because even at the airport, the figures, they are not the full flight, but as I said, gradually the flights are coming with more and more people. Persons are willing to travel. Persons are seeing the taking the opportunity to get a break. And from all reports, a lot of persons out there, they want to get out. But at the same time, they're not going to take a chance and come to a country that is have a lot of the coronavirus community spread. They're not going to take a chance.
Right.
We are in a good place because of how the pandemic was dealt with initially. That is the key. And we just have to keep it that way if we really want to strive and get better. And it's all about gradually. It's not going to be like how it used to be before the pandemic. So it makes no sense to think that it's going to be that way again. That's the world. Mm-hmm. And things are just changing on a regular basis. So I just want to encourage all of us in the Federation to just do what we are accustomed to do. Do not take anything for granted, because all it just takes is just one person, and that one person can affect the entire Federation. Yeah. So we just have to give God all the praise and all the thanks for where we are today and where we are heading. We're looking, the prospect is looking very good, but it just basically we just have to creep before we actually work. As usual, great program, and I just pray that everybody will have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And we're going back to the phones. We're going to say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Mustaya Garvey and Queen Enzing. God bless you, my beloved African. But how are you, the family?
We're all doing well. What about you?
Good, man, good, and the clan is good.
Right.
My beloved brother. But it's good news to hear that the ships will be coming back. We'll be returning. I don't like to use the word back, you know. They'll be returning, but beloved brother, we cannot, our brothers and sisters, Federation cannot let the guard down, must not let the guard down, must continue to wear the face masks and, everything else, the social distancing, take natural remedies to boost our system, beloved brother. And for those who want to take vaccine, that's them who don't want to. We don't, beloved. But like I said, things come with consequences. Oh, beloved. And cannot go back to the old time ways just because the ships are coming. You just chop everything that you were doing, agriculture, whether on a mass scale, backyard scale, or whatsoever. That must be continued. Agro-processing and other things, internet. Beloved, we must do everything from technology and everything. We must continue to that and divorce our economy. Don't depend solely on tourism. Not no wrong with real tourism, but you cannot have one thing, brother, the one main money earner. Cannot. You see what happened since COVID? So we must continue going to other fields, beloved, especially agriculture, food security, food self-sufficient, brother, must be in that, beloved. And we must make a market for our farmers, beloved. Beloved, we must do that, man. Brothers and sisters, don't go back to your old time ways. Continue what you survived through over a year and counting, and even add on that, beloved sisters and brothers. So, brother, you have a blessed weekend. You and your family and the entire Federation. Pan-Africanism our purpose. One love, my beloved brother.
All right. One love to you as well. All right. Okay. The first caller alluded to the Anguilla situation. Yes, Anguilla, in case you missed it, back in a lockdown situation. All persons other than those providing essential services are now required to stay home. All these take effect as of midnight last night. Non-essential workplaces are closed. All public gatherings prohibited. This includes churches, schools, nightclubs, bars, Restaurants and other food establishments are restricted to just takeout services only. When customers are collecting, they must practice social distancing and the mask and all of that. There's a reintroduction of the mandatory social distancing measures, and spaces allowed to remain open, including capacity limits and mask wearing. Closure of ports to all incoming passengers. If you want to go out, fine, go out, but no incoming passengers at the moment. Restriction on visitors to residential facilities such as elderly home care, the prison, and so on. No visits. So Anguilla finds themselves for the next 14 days as of midnight last night back in a lockdown situation. That is unfortunate. That is not where anybody would want to be. Lockdown is tough. It's an antisocial situation. We are, as a people, what they say, we are social animals. Lockdown don't work well for us. Lockdown, that's one of the reasons I guess lockdown is a penalty for crime, because we don't like lockdown. So Angola, it's unfortunate. Let's try not to be there for ourselves. Back to the phones. Good morning, welcome.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
I'm sorry about that.
Turn your radio down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this morning I was listening to another radio station.
Yes.
And I heard that they were talking about the young people them smoking and coming back to school. Do you know how much time I call the police department to come down to Port Sanchez when all them young college graduates and them high school boys smoking inside the craft house? You understand me?
Yeah.
Little boys, little girls and so on, and no police showed up yet. So I don't know what they got in mind, so they cannot think, because it can be handled easy. If they come here a little late this afternoon, you see how much of them inside there smoking. And Mr. Nurse, I would like you to stop by say I could show you for yourself. And some of them got in the uniform and all of that. So I hope something could be done about that.
I do hope so.
Okay, brother.
Okay,
all right,
thanks. All right. Okay, we lost that. Got a caller? Okay. All right. Tucker Clark Primary School. You ever notice here? Let me just share that while I wait for the call. The Tucker Clark Primary School will dismiss school today at 12 noon. This is due to a plumbing issue. Parents, guardians are therefore asked to pick up their children at midday, and we apologize for any inconvenience caused. Again, from the Tucker Clark Primary School. Tucker Clark will dismiss school today at 12 noon due to a plumbing issue. Parents and guardians are therefore asked to pick up their children at midday today. All right? So, if you're listening, or if you know anyone who has a child at the Tucker Clark Primary School and you can get that message on to them, then do so. One caller alluded to situation in India. Hospitals in India are said to be running out of oxygen, even as the COVID cases on the rise. So tough situation in different parts of the world when it comes to this COVID. The problem here with this COVID and so on is that when you think you have it licked and you drop your guard too soon, things happen and put you back in a situation that you just were trying to climb out of. It is tougher on the minds of people when you have to go backwards, when you have to go, if you have to go back into lockdown. I mean, after breathing a sigh of relief and coming out of it, I believe it's much tougher on the mind when you have to go back that way. And that is why you have to be so careful with this coronavirus, because there's a lot we don't know still about the coronavirus. There's a lot we have learned, but there's still a lot we don't know. And it also makes the point that the more people that are vaccinated against it, the better it is for that society, for that community. Now, once you are, according to the experts, according to the professionals, it's all about the vaccination. Just like it was in the past when it comes to other diseases. It's about the vaccination. The disease may still persist in the air, but being vaccinated against it will stop you from being in a situation where you end up with serious illness as a result of it. There are many things we have been vaccinated against in this country and the world over. Those things have not gone away. They still exist, but we are vaccinated against them. So too is the argument when it comes to the coronavirus. It doesn't say it will go away, but you won't be seriously ill by it once you are vaccinated. And latest thing I've seen from the CDC is that once you're fully vaccinated, it's not immediate, but sometime within a few weeks, 3 weeks, a little more, it kicks in. So that's where we're trying to get to. So, all right, 465-2555 is the number. 718-577-2916 is the overseas number, if that is better for you. And there are lots of things we can discuss. Tourism is on the minds of a lot of people because of the fact that they make their living from such. And there's good news around. There's some news coming out of Barbados, which I shared as well. And there's a common thread. There's something common about all these places that are talking about bringing the cruise industry back. And that is the people who will engage in these activities must be vaccinated. So you can't just show up because you are a taxi driver or a tour operator. You will not be allowed to participate. You must be vaccinated. I don't know how many times we're going to say that, but just understand that you must be vaccinated in order to ply your trade as a tour operator, taxi driver, what have you. Also, as I said, we looked at the situation at the port, cargo handling, and that was a sensitive topic for the week. We still need more information, more investigation, because, as I pointed out, what happens from the point of shipment to the point where they're picked up, there's a lot of things in between. However, I will grant you that if our Customs Department is opening a barrel without you being present, then by all means they must accept the blame, because who else you going to point to? If you go up to customs and your package is already opened, or your barrel is already open, and you're missing something, naturally, who you're going to blame? May not be there, but the natural response is that that's where it happened. Now, the other thing, though, is that when one pack a barrel from wherever that origin may be, there's really no inventory for these barrels. In other words, I can pack a barrel and I can say whatever I want. I fill this barrel up and I can say that item X was in there times 10. Item Y was in there times 20. There's no real inventory that goes with that in any official way. It is what I said. When it reaches to the final destination, that is what I told the person that's picking it up. It is my word. Now, so there's nothing to reference that now X has 9 instead of 10 items. All right? There's nothing to say that that is really what was in it. I am just saying that that's what was in it. All right? So, all of that we got to take into account. We want to be factual. We want to be evidence driven. And so, here it is. You go to clear a barrel and your family member told you that this is what's in the barrel. When you look at the barrel, it's opened. Your first thought is, well, who opened it? If it is that our customs here in the Federation opened it, then, like I say, you're naturally going to think, then, well, my family member told me there were 10 of these. Now I see 8. So either that family member can't count, or either that the family member deliberately lied, or the other option is somebody took out 2. Now, I am not going to say my family lied. I am not going to say that my family can't count. What I'm naturally going to say is that it was open without me being present. And so therefore, I am going to vouch for the fact that my family member said there was 10 and now there's 8. So who took it out? It's natural. Right? So, in all of that, it seems to come down to what we need to have is to go back to the situation. I know that it is said that that is happening so as to speed up the process. But at the risk of being accused of things like this, I believe it is better to have the process slow down some, because I would rather have a slow process than being accused of stealing when things go missing. So I would rather you go back to the process that waits for the person to come and clear the barrel, and it's opened in front of them. Even so, we did have a caller who wanted to debunk that idea that it's happening here, because that caller, in his case, said that his package was opened in front of him and there was some missing items. So if that's the case, then it strengthens the point that somewhere along the line it could be happening. Somewhere along the line, other than the final destination, that could have happened. So it puts reasonable doubt in the minds of persons who may want to always put the blame on the local customs, the local port, that it is possible that somewhere in that chain of custody the items went missing. So since we can't pin it down to one specific spot, then I believe it's unfair to blame any one individual unless we have the actual facts. It was my understanding, and I don't know where it stands, and I'll try to find out over the next couple of days, that there is there are cameras in these locations, and so I would think that one, either that the cameras are picking these things up, or two, that even if they're opening them without the person, then there's more than one individual on that barrel, so as to prevent some of this. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Mr. Niles.
Good morning.
See, this is what I was saying yesterday. the lady you keep calling about some overseas, she gonna have to deal with South Asian spot out there. Because as you say now, you can come down to the last person who handles the barrel, and that's why it doesn't mean the blame. It might come down to a point where overseas, they're going to have to pack the barrel on site. You understand what I mean? Like by shipping.
Yeah.
Pack the barrel there to prove what's in it. Okay, that's my little input. Yeah.
Yeah. That's going to be tough too, because, you know, I mean, everybody is about speeding up the process. And the other thing is that from what I know, most of these people don't pack a barrel on the same day. Because I know when I lived in the States, you buy it, you pay for a barrel, you take it home, and it's not one shopping. You know, you shop today or this weekend and you throw some stuff in there. It's the next time you go back and you shop, you throw some stuff in there until that barrel is filled. And that's when you now contact the agent and try to get that barrel out there. So you don't really pack it in one day. All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Mr. Nias, how are you, sir?
I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm not bad at all.
All right. Ready for the weekend, right?
Yeah. Packing of barrels.
Yes, sir.
It looks as though to clear the Senkis end, they may have to go back to the old system of opening the barrel in front of the receiver.
Yeah.
Because if this receiver then realize that this barrel is half packed, you then now start to go back at the shippers and all kind of thing. At least that way you eliminate the crime from this end.
Yeah.
And I believe over the years it used to work well when it was opened in front of the receiver. So I can't understand why it was changed like a year ago or so.
I think it was all under the COVID. It was a way of trying to, speed the process and deal with COVID protocols and all of that. Maybe that's what it was, I believe.
But
I don't know.
But dealing with one problem creates others.
Yes.
And it makes people, makes everybody up in the customs department suspicious.
Yeah.
We start to think of them as criminals. So to clear their name, they've got to come up with a better system.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, that was just my brief input.
I agree. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning. How do that collect the barrel to be packed on site? Remember, the people come to your house, they pick up the barrel. And like you stated, a barrel is packed over time.
Yes.
And like somebody said, when you pack a barrel and you empty it out, you never get it packed back.
No.
You will never get that barrel packed back when you empty it out. The way it was packed when you shipped it. I mean, come on, let's keep it real. Like Rock stated, when they pick up a barrel, the barrel go into a pontoon. That pontoon is locked until it reaches Sankey. And for my brother-in-law who's trying very hard to convince me that somebody in Merrijet stole 3 shirts, he could keep it and putting it to him. It was taken out in Sankey. It was not nobody from Merrijet steal the 3 shirts.
Okay.
He could keep fooling himself. Because when I asked him how the thing was taped, it wasn't taped the way I sent it, because I deliberately put 2 different color tape on the package.
Okay.
You have a good day.
Okay, there you go. Okay. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nayas. How are you?
I am well.
Well, I called to tell you my story now.
Yes.
With the post office and the custom.
My
money, I sent some money to my son in St. Thomas. Well, the money was the raw money, because it was late Saturday morning. The bank opened me to buy the money order. So I registered the letter. Say, no, don't give me a slip and not pay the money. Register it. Then when my son got it in St. Thomas, he tell me the money, the letter come to him with a stamp on it, so it was in damage. The letter all tear up and stamp on the big stamp on it. So where the money gone? And I register it. And I explained to the post office, I must register it. And I had the register slip and he not get no money in it. I'll tell you, I'm not buying no money either. So he ain't getting the money. So where he gone? Anyhow, the custom now, my family them send to barrel from Tatola in the name, and they come and they claim, they always claim them. And then when they go to the custom, the last time they went to custom, the barrel ransacked, and then they had 2 magazines tied, wrapped together, the case. They could not find them, so she tell them she went up there all day to spend with them. She tell them she bring police to them. After 5 minutes or 6, she come home. Floods of tears. They bring them here. Me she don't know to find them from, but they could not deliver them to her. So it's all around things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tell she call police to them or she magazine. And after they find, they bring them here.
Okay.
And she check the custom list from Tatola, from the manifest that they're watching her. So you see what's going on? They check out people things all the time. That happened long time, not just today.
Okay.
All the best.
All the best. Okay. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Brother Tony.
Good morning, Politics. What's
Brother
up?
Tony, I never experienced nothing coming from overseas for me.
Uh-huh.
All what I get here, I buy in the supermarket, I buy in the store, the clothes and stuff. Let me tell you something, Brother Tony. No.
So you don't get nothing from overseas?
Eh?
So you don't get no shipment from overseas?
When I mean that, I buy them in the store here.
Okay.
They come from overseas, you know, but
nobody shipping to you personally.
Why nobody never ship nothing to me? No family members or nothing over there ship nothing to me. Because I ain't so fortunate.
Okay, but you're here and you're losing your bull.
What is that?
But you're losing your bull here.
Up to this man I went hunting.
Hey, Politics. I hope Politics ain't calling to say customs gone with the bull.
I just left everything up to God, you know.
Okay.
God report everything for me in good time.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, yeah, Brother Tony, my concern about these people who get a barrel. Because some of them maybe can't afford it neither. And they get a barrel, they're so glad to see that when they search the barrel, they're going to find whatever the family members or friends are we were sent to them. You understand? And it looks so bad to see how many people coming with this complaint. And up to now, customers coming and saying nothing. It sounds bad. And you know who's going to get the blame? The government going to get the blame. They're going to say the government. They don't want to unity government and all these ignorance again. You put people in a job to do the work. Do the work for you. And anyway, you go, you find cheating these people trying to maneuver and try to do what they're supposed to do. People try to sort your things, especially if they're not family members. You see where your family members and then the person. Some people go into the thing and search it, and if it's something you don't go with it. So I want the custom to come as a professional now. And the people them know what's going on. This thing should stop. When the barrel them come, they should search, they should open in front of the people them, whoever. Whether me, if I'm fortunate to get one of these years, or whoever. Because they're not here sounding good. And let's call a good morning. And I want to say good morning to Major Schools. You're going to drink a beer now in tongue.
Okay.
I'm going to drink a cool Carib now.
Okay. Good. Enjoy.
Hey, Politics.
Yeah.
Boy, I was by somebody the other day, they had some lovely beef. I was wondering if that might have been your bowl, you know.
Okay. All right.
I hope when I do something, you know. So I hope nothing bad out in your belly.
Okay.
No, I'm fully guarded.
Okay.
I got to my professor who work out something for me. All right. Okay, take care.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good morning, Tony.
Hey, good morning,
this is
Jam.
Down here.
Yes, Jam Down.
I want to say good morning to my friend Culture. Very good guy. God bless him.
Yes.
And I hope he get over wherever very soon. I want him to know I've been to the hospital, but they tell me he gone home.
Yes.
Tony, I work at the port for the port authority for 20 years. You understand?
Yeah.
I was one out of the 29 where the vagabond was torn away with a gang of young boys at that time. And
I recognize a young lady named Celia, one of the better custom officers, was put off the port because her firmness in her job. You know, here a higher person was wanted to just sign off and stuff, and she decided, no, you gotta do things properly. You sign off as the supervisor. And because of that, she have no call in the AG office up and down and carry paper up and down the place. That your skills is where the custom want. She put me in the mind of Donald Cable, Cookie Warner, and all the Warner them out of Sandy Point. She have no call in the AG office and a call in on the Prime Minister to put her back up there with keys. I see she a couple Indian man down here, $230-something thousand. He been beaten all the time with fraudulent papers. And Zelia just going over it all the time, until when she caught him. She have no call in the AG office, can paper up and down the place. She's supposed to up there doing government work. And as Jean Powell said, the receiver must be in the area where they could see these stuff. Even they don't want them close the barrel, otherwise it's going to cause problem. That system works here for ages. It's better custom officer than where we got up there. Have a good day, Tony. See you when I see you.
See you when I see you. Okay, back to the phones. Good morning. Yes, good morning.
And how you all doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
In spite of everything, give God praise and thanks.
Yes.
Yes, the gentleman who called him before, he is right with these barrel, the people them opening up there, because I get 2 barrels. And when my daughter went for them and brought them home, they don't search them. I know once ago when I get things from overseas, they bring them out and they search them in front of me. And I know what's in there. And if anything wrong in there, well, they will see. And when she reach home with them, or even the juice them in the box open, till they mess up my macaroni and all those things. You hear? And I think this need to stop. It need to stop, because somebody will sue the government. You hear me? If so they're getting their things from overseas. And it ain't so the people send them. I was ashamed to see all the juice what my nephew then sent for me for I to use, blow up, and still put back down in the barrel. And that was wrong. Even the little can coals and what's not, open. All these things. And it ain't right. And I stop and have to, I speak to them. Whoever doing it up there, speak to them, because it's not right. And that is what I have to say today. Okay. You all have a blessed day, and may God continue to bless you all, keep you all, and strengthen you all to continue what you all doing. God bless.
Okay, thank you. All right, you got a caller there? Good morning.
Hi.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Nice. How are you all doing this morning?
We're doing good, doing good. What about you?
Bless. See, but what I'm saying, Mr. Nice, up to now, not even the officer come to say, okay, give some information about this, what's going on. Here in New York, what it is now, CNN is getting involved. From the shipping company, I heard here, going to take it over. I was planning on doing it, but they say now CNN is getting involved, because they say no barrels left in the leave New York, no barrels broken. Nothing of the broken. The seal is already taped up and wrapped up. But now I heard through the customer officer calling my cousin and telling her to bring the receipt that she paid the $800. I mean, you want to make somebody pay $800 on an empty barrel? An empty barrel and a half full barrel? And I mean on the television? It's ridiculous. You understand? And I'm saying, I'm not here to blame anybody and say shame and no one. I'm just saying, if they know they're doing it, stop it. Stop it. You know? That's what I'm trying to say. Stop it.
Yep.
Because it's going to be all over the world right now. Because we heard that CNN is going to get involved. So you know what that means. The whole world is going to hear about this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. You have a blessed one.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, though, I mean, somebody talk about clearing an empty barrel or half empty barrel. I'm wondering, though, if anybody knows if there's a weight. Do they weigh this barrel at the origin, and the weight matches at the destination? I don't know. But there's a caller sometime back that mentioned, the lady that mentioned, she deliberately put 2 different colored tapes on the package, and when she said that, I said, well, that's kind of funny, and it reminds me of back in the small days when when as a youngster, if you try to drink out something out of a bottle, when your parents used to turn it upside down and mark it. You're looking for the mark someplace else, but they turn it upside down and mark it, and you realize that. People come up with all kinds of creative ways to mark stuff, and so I guess when you ship stuff, you're gonna have to get creative, so that you do things, and if we're gonna track down where this is happening, you're gonna have to get creative, I guess, and at some point, whoever is responsible will get caught and will pay for, as they say, the innocent will pay for the guilty. So we will see. It needs to be investigated because, people, spend their hard-earned money, try to help their family back home, and by sending stuff, and they expect what they send to get to their family. So, has to stop, as people would say. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yes, good day, Mr. Nair.
Hey, good morning.
My thing now, right? Let's say when these boxes or barrels are being opened before the customer or the person who belongs to get there. Let's say something foreign is thing inside the barrel is found inside the barrel. Let's say, for instance, drugs or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who is the person who the barrel assigned to is responsible for that drug?
Well, that's what they would want to say, right? If you clear that barrel, you're in possession.
Huh?
If you clear the barrel, you're in possession of it.
Yeah, if you clear it, but
Yes.
when you go there and they tell you, well, okay, drugs was found in your barrel.
Oh.
And I say, hey, that is not my stuff. That's not what my family sent to me.
Right. Right.
Would I be held responsible with for the drugs?
I don't think so, but that's a legal question.
And could I bring up some kind of case against the customs for maybe placing drugs in my barrel?
Well, that, like I said, that's way above me. That's a legal question that the legal experts will have to answer. But I see where you're going. And that was raised before as to what if somebody wants to frame me. They're opening a barrel before I get there, and they want to frame me. They can do that. So it was raised. It's a concern.
Because the customs officer, customs might say, right? Okay, well, we have a room. We have cameras in it.
Yeah.
And they might have footage to say, okay, see here, when we open it, this is the stuff. But who's to say that because a lot of the times where you go to clear the barrels is not there. The barrels mustn't take out of the containers there.
Right.
They were taken out on the lower part of the port and then brought taken to that area location.
Correct. Yes.
But who's to say from that area, from that post to where you go to get it, something wasn't done to that barrel?
Possible.
Plus, you opening the barrel in before I am there. I am not an eyewitness to you opening the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're telling me now, okay, something foreign was found in your barrel. Am I to be held responsible for that? I don't think so. And then could I bring up some kind of legal matter against the court? Against the customs? All right, that is just my thing.
Yeah.
You know, and something for the customs to consider too in the future.
I understand.
Right,
Okay, gotcha. Thank you for your input. Good morning, welcome.
Morning.
Good morning.
In the case that the caller is putting to you, and that would be a very hard case for the custom to prove. I mean, any judge will have a hard time finding someone guilty of charging that person for whatever they find in the barrel, seeing that the barrel will open before that in front of them. I just say it could be planted. But Mr. Myers, this thing is not going to stop until people start wake up with Bigfoot and Big Hand. Remember, all time those people started here Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to stop until some people will start swell and eating people behind a sausage.
Okay. I don't know if I believe in that really, but you know, we will see. At least the fear of that may deter them. I don't know if such things actually happen, but at least the fear. Good morning. We got a caller. Good morning. You're live. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tony, that's the same thing I was thinking concerning what the man said, because I believe that because your package should be open in front of you. And not behind of you.
Right.
Okay, that's the input.
Yeah. Okay. Back to the phones. Good morning. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, man. Yeah, good morning. How are you, man?
I am well.
Yeah, I just wanted to chime in there on the topic there about this custom problem.
Yes.
Firstly, does the government have like a department that handles like grievances at all?
Well, I believe so. I believe they do. Each department do.
Because I've been hearing complaints about this custom place and also about the hospital down there in St. Kitts. And you know, the government need to look into this type of stuff, man. And you know, but I believe the custom. Are you ever going to try about bringing somebody on from the custom yard?
I'm going to try and see what I can do
to clear up some of this stuff, man. I believe we should try to get somebody on, so that way, you know, people can call in and direct some of these questions and answer them directly at that person, you know. So we could clear up the areas, because they need to make a change, man. Because it's not a good thing that people are pointing the finger at them, and you know they're not coming forward to clear the air up. You know, try to get somebody on for the public, please, man.
Okay.
Okay, that's my contribution, man.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. Have a good day yourself. All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you remember you had a postman from Newtown? He was a postman, and every time anybody sent money, they missed the money out of the letter. You know the story?
I've heard the story, yes.
Good. And when you look, the postman take off his uniform, throw it on the bedroom and walk right in the sea and drown himself. Okay, you heard that story?
I heard the story.
Good. So a lot more like that gonna happen if these things don't stop.
Okay. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, Mr. Nice. It's me again. Mr.
Yes.
Nice, what they were claiming, they're claiming that they have a scanner. If they have a scanner, why are they going down in people's barrels? Only if you detect something with that scanner, then you go down and search. They claim they have a scanner and they have service dogs. If you claim that you have these things, why are they going down in the barrels and I mean taking out people's stuff? Only how you got the authority to go in the barrel and search if you detect something. You don't detect anything, so why are you going down and taking out this stuff? You understand? So please, I would like to find out, do they have a scanner for real?
Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
They have a scanner.
Yeah, but then there's no. It's all customs is about value, so they have to value the stuff. So they.
Yeah, okay.
This kind
Yeah,
of.
so I don't understand.
I've seen the dogs, but the dogs are there for a different purpose.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
But if you say you have this or that, and that's how they have to see them to value them. So, back to the phones. Good morning.
Hey, Tony.
Yes.
Let me show you something. We got some custom officers. There's nothing like these old officers. Some of them like them go to the poor people them things where the family send for them.
Yeah.
We want custom officers to be lenient in poor people. They're lenient to the other business people who they can walk down and get things from that they own. Let me tell you something.
Quickly.
This thing here going too far, and it needs the permanent secretary and your name. This is why no other custom officer. The controller, second team command, third command, and permanent secretary on the show. Let us ask these questions, because people who walk up the end of the system, we know. Police, and he will come and talk, because they buy up this job daily. They tell you what the world, they could tell you them nonsense couldn't going on up there. I walk around them, I know the man, I know where he defend. Zero is one of his students. No wonder she's so great when it comes to tariff. And I asked the Prime Minister to put her back up there.
Okay.
She have no call in no AG officer, but I walk up and down his big envelope and carry paper from here today. You know all these custom skills?
Gotta go.
Give me a break, man.
Gotta go. We got a final caller on the line. You caller, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, okay, really quickly, man, about the weight question you just asked. From my experience, shipping from out of tropical in New Jersey, they doesn't ship by the weight, they ship by the dimension. So
Okay.
I just wanted to answer that question for you real quick.
Got you. Thanks. All right, and quickly before I go, the Tucker Clark Primary School will dismiss today at 12 noon due to a plumbing issue. So parents and guardians, you're asked to pick up your children at midday today, which is right about now. And that's going to do it for me for today's Frank and Candid and for this week's Frank and Candid. Thank you all for your input, your contributions, phone calls, etc. We will be back next week, if it is to be, to have more conversation right here on Frank and Candid. I am Tony Nias. Have a great weekend.